we done the deal for Wembley, done the deal with BT, done the deal with ESPN Plus, Bob Arum, our partners in America with Tyson, and started negotiating the deal. Tyson put out a tweet saying, basically, it's 70-30 and various other stuff. If you want it, take it. And he accepted the fight with a proviso that the fight must take place, if you recall, by April 29th. This was Usyk's team. Tyson went on to say that he doesn't want a rematch, put it on the table, winner take all, and so forth. And
can we just clear up this point, because we've got missing information from both sides. The other side are adamant on the rematch clause that was introduced by you or Tyson Fury, that a rematch was required. Is that right? Because I've heard you say no. We weren't worried about a rematch. They introduced rematch, and then we give it the big one right over the top by saying, no, take the rematch out, one fight. Yeah. Who brought rematch? The rematch
originated from our side.
Right. So
there you go, people. Okay. So what's happening now? This is a Fury versus Usyk one-on-one with Frank Warren, okay, and Simon Jordan. And we just cleared up, as you heard Frank Warren say, that came from our side. I have people coming in inboxing me about, oh, well, you know, Team Usyk, they wanted a rematch. That's what it was. That's the reason why it didn't happen, because they all of a sudden wanted a rematch after supposedly agreeing to the 30-70. No, wrong. Okay, stop. You just heard Frank say, no, it was from our end. We agreed on some shit that we already got over. All right, let's continue.
Right then.
It's no big deal, is it? I mean, what's the big deal?
No, but it's only a big deal if Tyson wants to take it off the table in a game of last word itis. We're not having a rematch now.
It's not last. I think this silly thing about last word itis is just that is a red herring. At the end of the day, if you're fighting for the 4 belts, what is a rematch about? You take the winner walks away with a prize. He has no commitments to anybody. 0 commitments. You're basically, from Tyson Fury's point of view and Usyk, you're saying, you know what, I either fancy this or I don't. And if I win it, I've got it. I'm the man. If I lose,
who stuck the rematch clause? Okay, who stuck the rematch clause in for Deontay Wilder then against Tyson?
Who stuck the Deontay Wilder?
There was a rematch clause.
Deontay Wilder's side.
Right. So because he came and who's the champion in this instance? Both of them.
They're both champions.
So they're both going to want a rematch clause, aren't they?
They might want it, but what's the point of it? And
because they get paid.
No. Right, so let's talk about, first of all, what you just brought up, the rematch call with Deontay Wilder. Didn't want it. It happened. The legal advice was that it expired, which it hadn't. And if you remember at the time, people were saying that the fight is on with Tyson and Joshua, and I again had these conversations. We said, look,
I remember having it with you and saying to you, you're not going to get past this.
No, I had it with you.
We'll make the Joshua fight. So you're not going to make this, Frank.
That's not true. That's not what
it was, Frank.
Not
you and I had that conversation.
Go and listen back to your things.
I guarantee you.
I'll guarantee it wasn't, and I'll tell you why I guarantee. Because Hearn kept saying it was on, and I kept saying this won't be on until it's signed, because there is a legal problem. I'm the only one who was saying that within the camp.
Right, we'll look into that, but I'll tell you about a conversation, Frank, you and I had. And I said to you, you're not going to get around this, Frank. There's no point making this Fury Joshua fight, because you're not going to get around it.
You may have come to that conclusion after speaking to me, but I'm telling you, it was there.
Sure,
so I'm telling you. So anyway,
Frank knows he's full of shit. He was one of the ones with Bob Arum, because he was co-promoting Tyson Fury. I remember Bob Arum was saying it was expired. Frank was going and taking the lead of Bob Arum, because Bob Arum is the lawyer and he knows how to look at contracts, okay? That's what that was about. Now, that last word itis is exactly what happened. See, there was no reason for Tyson Fury to backtrack on something that was already finished and agreed upon, okay? That made no sense. You know, that tells me by itself alone that when you throw something at a person, or okay, the problem was supposed to be the split. All right, you're not getting 50-50. I'm not agreeing to 60-40 because I'm not, let's be real, I'm not sure if I'll win. So I'm not agreeing to that either. I'll agree to a 70-30 in my favor. You take it or you leave it. And Usyk took it. After that, then Tyson Fury, like Frank Warren said, came back with, oh, well, how about no rematch? Why the fuck would you bring up a rematch when you've already agreed to a rematch and it was your idea? When you start doing stuff like that, people, I want people to understand this. When you start pulling shit like that, people already know. You think Usyk's an idiot? You think his handlers are dumb? No, they're not idiots. They're not dumb. They know exactly what the hell you're doing or what you're trying to do in that situation. They knew. Wait a minute. This motherfucker's talking about something that we've already discussed. Why is he going backwards now? See, that's just like when you bring up stuff that you are attempting to make a big deal or make an issue when it's not an issue. Okay? So they're bickering back and forth about Wilder and Fury or whatever. You know what I mean? And then if that was the rematch clause and this, that, and it doesn't really matter. I'm going to tell you why. Because that fight's over. That fight's done. But Tyson Fury brought that shit back up because either he wasn't satisfied with it the first time or he didn't know about it the first time, which you can't say he didn't. I can't even say that anymore, right? Because Tyson knew, hey, let's agree to this match is 50-50. So there you go. He knew it was 50-50. Tyson did not want this fucking fight. Frank Warren, he's trying to cover up for him still, but he just got ate to pieces with that shit there. That last minute itis kicked in because Tyson Fury did not want and did not have any other place to go besides backwards, because he couldn't move forward, because if he would have moved forward, he would have moved himself into a situation that he was uncomfortable with. And then let me end you guys with this. The hook, line, and sinker is he would then have to account or have to call people that he's not even contacted, like his trainer, Javon Sugar Hill. The only saving grace was, in appearance-wise, that Javon was coming over for Lawrence Akali. So what he did was he made or make-believed that he was fucking training when he wasn't training anyway. Okay? What's the day? The day is the 29th. That means Javon Sugar Hill would have went back yesterday. He went home yesterday. Okay? And he told the world, I'm going home tomorrow, which was yesterday. Okay, so I'm not training Tyson. I have nothing to really lie about. I'm not training Tyson at all. Nobody told me anything about anything. That means when all this 30-70 shit was approved, that means Tyson Fury did not get on the phone and let his trainer know that it's on. You know why he didn't do that? Is because he didn't intend on fighting Alexander Usyk, people. So, yeah, a fan of whoever, if you're a fan of Tyson, if you're a fan of Usyk, it doesn't take you much to understand that. But anyway, I'll leave the link below and let you guys check out the full interview. You guys tell me what you think about Frank Warren, once again trying to play damage control. And I wonder why he's trying so hard now. Maybe Frank wants to fight. Maybe Frank wants to fight. Maybe he knows that, they fucked up and he doesn't really want to tell people he fucked up. But nonetheless, you did, Frank. Your fighter didn't want to fight. You said you claim your fighter does, but your fighter has put himself in situations that showed us without a shadow of a doubt that he does not want to fight Usyk. He ducked Usyk. And Usyk knew it. They knew he ducked him. And like, dude, you're bringing up a rematch clause that you created. Why are you going back on that now? And then you're going back on that just to make stakes better to see if they still agree to something that you hope they don't agree to. Easy. See, he brought that rematch clause up again that they already agreed on, 50-50, right? La mitad, 50, la mitad, 50. Okay? So then he could go, well, you know what? No, that's not going to be the case, because if that's the case, let's just put no rematch and let's reopen that. And then, you know, I'll get, if I lose, I'll get 50-50, that type of bullshit. You know, and then that was an issue, and that became the last issue. And then that was an issue enough not for the fight to happen. That's all it was. You create something that you're going to ultimately hang up about, so then the fight won't happen. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this segment of this interview. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!